Hey guys, welcome back to the Retro Room. It's been a while since we've looked at this Commodore 64. If you remember my previous videos, it was just showing a plain blue on blue screen. But I believe this was the culprit. You guys can see that there. It's the MOS 901226-01. This is the basic ROM. Right here on the board is a new one that I just received. Well, not new. This chip has a date code of late 45th week of 1989. It's about 5.5 or so years newer than this one, though. Has the CSG label instead of the MOS label on there. I put the original CPU and Character ROM back on the board, since those are probably fine. These things are very neat, though. This turns a readily available 6502 into a 6510. You have to configure it, and this one's probably not configured properly for this board because he didn't work. And this is a aftermarket rebuilt Character ROM for this board, and it would probably work, but if the original works, we're going to use that. Put those up there. Let's connect power to this board. Then we will connect the video. We'll turn on the little screen, which I don't yet have a solution to capture a video from a Commodore 64. Speaking of such. So we're going to go kind of janky. Alright, we have power connected, the video's connected. Let's power him on and see what happens. Looky there. We have the blue on blue screen there with the flashing cursor. I don't have the keyboard attached, so let's do that. Here's the keyboard cable. It really only goes on one way. You can see there's a block pin there. There's a pin missing there. Just line him up. Push it down just like so. The LED, we might as well plug that in. Some of you may be interested if that comes on. There it is. Okay. Does the keyboard work? It's kind of sticky, but it is close to 40 years old, so let me grab a floppy drive and see if we can't get something to boot on this. Okay, I got my 1571 disk drive. Put him right there. He's already set to device 8, and on these plugs you can daisy chain drives together. Make sure your devices are set to different devices. It doesn't really matter which one you plug that into, I don't think. I'm going to go with the one on the outside here. move some stuff aside. This drive was bigger on the bench than I really like it to be. Then this plug goes into the back of the Commodore 64 right there. Right here next to the where the video goes in. I believe. This is the first Commodore 64, well, technically second Commodore 64 that I have owned. The first one being the SX64, which is sitting right over there. So I'm not too experienced or knowledgeable with how these go together. The hell? Floppy drive isn't coming on. I wonder why not. Well, I have moved you guys all around here down in the lower left-hand corner. This is getting a little precarious. For some reason, this floppy drive isn't wanting to come on. It's plugged in and the power cable has power. Maybe I have taken out the drive's fuse, which is interior, which means I'll have to take this drive apart. Let's move you down here so we can have a look at that. I've had this drive apart a time or two. It goes together with 4 Phillips head screws. Phillips screwdrivers. Hold something together with screwdrivers. That's an interesting thought. But there is one. There is 2. While we're here, we're unplugging just to be on the safe side. There's 3. And there's 4. Now, turn you over, lift the top off. That could be a problem. Let's leave that top off for now. I see one thing. This connector is disconnected. I don't know why. Now he's connected. Don't try this at home, kids. But we're going to run this without its cover. Plug him in. just like it's supposed to. If you look at the drive lights, which are great big on the screen there, both come on, the drive shuts off, power light stays on. It's golden. Now, let's plug the drive in for data. Get that out of you guys' view. Then we'll turn on the Commodore. All right, I'm going to try, this is a disc you guys have seen before, this Lords of Conquest. We're going to try to load it. And it goes. Then what? Need a star. Now I got a 2. There we go. Keyboard isn't terribly responsive, but again, it's a 40-year-old keyboard. It's the load, 8, 1. There we go. And he's loading. He is not fast. The drive light is blinking. Well, that just means it's time to reset everything. It could be a bad disk, even. That's the most likely thing. All right, back on with the Commodore. The drive reset when the computer reset. Got to be a little firm with the keyboard. File not found, error. I think my drive is having trouble. Could also be another bad disk, but who knows, right? I don't count on this disc working, but it's the Okimate 20 demo color screen print disc. And it gives instructions on how to fire it up. It says load. Demo. comma 8. Says it's ready. And then we'll run. Document color demo. Please wait a moment for the program modules to load. Okay. And it loaded. Let's see if this prints us to screen. It says Middle Earth color. It wants to print that, and I don't have that printer. But it seems the disk is working just fine. In turn, the drive is working just fine. Yeah, the drive is faulted because there's no printer. Well, I'd say for this test, the Commodore 64 works just fine. My 1571 disk drive right here may not be working too well. Jury's still out on that. More testing is needed on that drive. But let's put this Commodore together. And we will have some future videos on this as things develop. I thank you for joining me on this look at a now working Commodore 64. I'll have to get some software to see if we can get this to load. But for now, thank you for joining me and have a good day.